Hello, Ender Sword here again, this time with game number 8 of the series between SCA and exioN. SCA is currently up 4-3 in this clan war, so it is up to our Zerg player, Baconayse, up here in the top right-hand side of the map to try and keep exioN alive in this. It is kind of match point for them, as it is first to 5 team kill type style. And SCA Arium obviously just took the last game for SCA, and he is our Protoss player down here in the bottom left-hand side of the map. We've seen a lot of different openings for Protoss today. A lot of them have just been in your base openings, just putting a pylon near their own main nexus, but here just going for the what used to be at least the standard probably forwards fast expand that's going to come out of this, given the initial pylon placement here. But we've seen a lot of kind of one base or gateway expands into nexus expansion after that, but probably get something a little bit more standard for this game, or at least what was standard for Wings of Liberty. I'm not really sure what the new standard is going to be, whether it's going to be a slightly delayed nexus with some other opportunities to do some harassment or anything like that before actually expanding, or whether you're just going to get that really quick play. See if he goes for forge first as opposed to the nexus first. Fair bit safer. Does manage to come in, see the timing of the spawning pool, and then just wants to block and harass at the where the expansion's going to go down here, commenting on the new awesome long Overlord design with the wiggly antenna on top and the really long kind of horse-faced type Overlord. Gets harassed a bit and pulls out at 5 hit points, allowing the hatchery to go down, and just moves on to the third base and taking a poke around there as the shields regen. Probably just trying again to spot for timing, may try and throw a pylon down in order to delay that, but something tells me I doubt that's going to happen, instead choosing to build at home. Getting a cannon and another pylon before throwing down a gateway or anything like that, and we've got no gas yet for either player, so not going for any sort of fast speedlings or anything of that nature at this point. We've got 4 lings out onto the map, only actually going to be showing 2 to this probe. The other ones look like they were taking a tour around their own base to make sure that no sneaky pylons or anything like that went up, but basically allowing Arium to only think that 2 actually are out onto the map. But with 1 cannon, whether it's 2 or 4, it shouldn't actually matter here. He'd be okay enough to stop any sort of run by here, and they're just going to converge around this little watchtower to keep an eye on anything that may come out of there. It's a really good position if anything like, say, Mothership Core was just going to wander towards the third base. This watchtower gives you good vision over pretty much the route that you're going to take. It's going to take a lot of time to kind of go around that sort of area, particularly if it is coming from the main base. He would have some idea of what's going to go down. Obviously, the third hatchery was planted just about a minute ago at just before the 4:30 mark. And I don't think that that Arium is 100% aware of that, but probably is assuming that that is in fact the play. 2 lings came out to clear out the probe, but he didn't actually get a chance to see that this is in fact what's going down. We've got a zealot coming out to the watchtower. If he's just on move command, he does attack, and the lings kind of run off here. I think they could have had an opportunity there to actually kill him. I'm not really sure. But I think if they hadn't disengaged or tried to reposition there and then run off, they may have been able to actually take that out, or at least do massive hull damage to it. But he probably decided he wants those alive as little scouts or little things to give him map awareness, as opposed to losing a bunch of them to that one zealot. We've got the Overlord coming in here to try and take a look at what's going on in the main. We'll see the Mothership Core coming out, but that's nothing to be non-expected. The key will be to see if he can actually notice the Stargate here, and as he comes in a little closer, just a bit on a bad angle, if he's coming in the right direction, we'll be able to see that already. Actually sees the Chrono Boost going down on the Stargate, but is unable to see what building is in fact there. And we've got the Chrono Boost coming out on in Oracle that will be coming out onto the map, clearing out this Overlord, and again trying to keep control of that watchtower as the Lings do poke in. This is, like I was saying before, I guess a key angle to keeping the Zerg in the dark on what's actually coming. Doesn't want him to know that there is an Oracle coming across the map here. This is not a Spore Crawler, it's a Spine Crawler going down in the mineral line. Doesn't really know that air is coming out. A few free hits on the Oracle before he begins attacking, and the Mothership Core, of course, being a lot slower, not attacking at the same time. I feel if those had kind of been timed a little bit closer together, probably could have taken out the Queen there, would have had a fair bit of time before the Spore Crawler was finished in this base. It's only completing there now, so maybe, again, if the Mothership Core was a bit faster, if that was timed a little better, maybe could have taken that out. We've got a Spore Crawler here at the natural, which is going to take a few pokes at the Oracle, and they kill one worker and do back off. So pretty well defended there. Hull damage on both of these with shields gone on one, and the Lings come back to take control of this watchtower again and hopefully see any further damage or further attacks that are coming through that route. And coming through to take a poke, see whether or not a third base is going down. This is more of, I think, an exploratory type mission as speed is finished. A lot of sentries out here, so you can get a good surround on this, but they do manage to protect themselves with force fields as they warp in, and that could have been quite costly if he was caught a little more off guard, but I think does manage to save those, which is excellent. That would have been a very expensive gas investment. There wasn't a lot out there beyond just this single zealot to defend them, so really good force fields to kind of trap themselves in a little force field wall and keep the Lings out. We've now got Phoenix, as we've seen in a few games, patrolling the map. A little less effective, I think, after what was largely a failed Oracle harassment. There's going to be Spore Crawlers already out all over the place. There's going to be that idea that you have to defend against this type of worker harassment. The lucky Roach getting away with 13 hit points left. Lings kind of poking up at the start here again, tried to make a move in, got trapped in a bit of a time warp, and obviously pushed back. There's not a lot of bulk behind this. I don't think it would be a great idea for this to actually commit to anything. Will lose the Lings. Force field kind of in the wrong place, does not actually trap anything up the ramp there. I think a lot of the energy has been used here for our sentries. We've got a few force fields there left, but so probably could have completed that off and actually killed off all those roaches, but either opts not or misses the opportunity to do that. Phoenix just kind of taking a break in the middle of the map, getting a sense of what is coming across, but I think at this point we're going to be fairly well defended from this Roach Hydra army. Taking a poke up here, seeing what damage can be done. Caught in the time warp there, but again, slightly whiffed force fields. Could have trapped that entire army up there, particularly as the Colossus came out and just wiped them off the map, but allows them to get away. And this is starting to become definitely a much larger force. We can just see in the actual supply count here, a huge supply lead for Baconayse at this point. A lot of the money and investment has been made in the harassment side of things, getting the Oracles out, which didn't do a whole lot, getting the Phoenixes out, which haven't done a whole lot, and Baconayse has just been kind of pumping into economy and then some core army here. I don't know if he's going to be able to come up this ramp or get anything done with the type of force there is, particularly not with the Colossus now in play. That's going to definitely do a lot of damage unless he can get a really good angle, and will be swinging around the other side, hoping to catch him off guard, but there was a Phoenix there to spot that was in fact going to happen, and see what type of concave he gets here. There's not really a lot of units by our Protoss player, and he gets shoved back, getting into close again. Not the best force fields, creating a full wall up here. A lot of the sentries are now actually being picked off, and there is a huge number of Zerg units here compared to the relatively small group by the Protoss. This base is just going to get overrun, even with nothing to deal with that Colossus in particular. Just kind of streaming in, coming in the other direction, finally get some fire on that Colossus, and there's just no bulk here to hold anything back by our Protoss player. The force fields will all expire. This third base is definitely going to go down, and Arium realizes he's just been overrun here. No more gateway units. A lot of his ability to reproduce was at this ramp. Calls GG, and the series is now at 4-4, and we're going to be going into the ace match with Baconayse taking this game off Arium. Stay tuned, guys.